Okay, let's learn how to solve 30, 60, 90 special right triangles. So just like when we were looking at 45, 45, 90 special triangles, there are certain ratios for the side lengths of a 30, 60, 90 special right triangle. So here, let's call the side that's directly across from the 30-degree angle, so it's going to be the short side, let's call it SL for short leg. Okay, let's call the longer leg, which is across from the 60-degree angle, let's call it longer leg, so LL equals the short leg, so the short leg times square root of 3. And I know this might look a little complicated, but you're going to see it's really easy here in a second. And the hypotenuse, which is always directly across from the 90-degree angle, let's call the hypotenuse 2 times the short leg. Well, we're going to call it the hypotenuse, but the ratio is going to be 2 times the short leg. So let's solve this triangle. Now to solve it, we need to know at least one of the legs. So let's say that let me just do something here. Let's say that the short leg equals 5. Could be centimeters, could be kilometers, miles. Let's just call it 5 units right now. Okay, so you had to be given one of the sides. So in your problems, you'll be given one side. Let's now find the longer leg. Well, we know the longer leg is the short leg times square root of 3. Well, we were given that the short leg equals 5. So let's just substitute 5 into short leg. So the longer leg equals 5 times square root of 3, right? Because the short leg was 5. We just substitute that right here. 5 square root of 3. Now we want to find the hypotenuse. Well, the hypotenuse equals 2 times the short leg. Well, we were given that the short leg is 5, so let's just plug it in there, right? 2 times the short leg. So the hypotenuse equals 2 times 5 is 10. Very simple, guys. So if we're given that the short leg is 5, just substitute the 5 in for short leg. It'll be 5 square root of 3. And then the hypotenuse, it's 2 times the short leg. Well, 2 times 5 is 10. Very easy. So in a 30, 60, 90 special right triangle, you kind of have to know that, well, the short side is just going to be the short side. The long leg is the short side times square root of 3. And the hypotenuse is 2 times the short leg. So let's go down here and do a couple examples. So we have a 30, 60, 90 special right triangle. We're given that the longer leg is 4 square root of 3. We know that this is the longer leg because it's directly across from the 60-degree angle. Remember, we said the side that's across from the 60-degree angle is the longer leg. So I'll just label it longer leg. Well, let's find the short leg now. We know that this is the short leg because it's directly across from the 30-degree angle, right? 30-degree angle, it's going to be the short leg. Well, the short leg was just right here in the longer leg, right? This was short leg times square root of 3 in the longer leg. So the short leg is going to be this number, the coefficient of the square root of 3. So it'll just be 4. It's whatever this number is in the longer leg. Okay, well, let's find the hypotenuse. And we know that the hypotenuse is 2 times, so it equals 2 times the short leg, right? The hypotenuse equals 2 times the short leg. So here the hypotenuse equals 2 times, well, the short leg is 4. A little messy here, but 2 times 4 is 8. So the hypotenuse, which is directly across from the 90-degree angle, is going to be 8. Right? We started with being given the longer leg, 4 square root of 3. We know the short leg is this number right here, so we just pulled that number out. And we know the hypotenuse is 2 times the short leg. Well, this is the short leg, so 2 times 4 is 8. Okay, let's do our last example. Here we're given the hypotenuse. And we know that the hypotenuse equals 2 times the short leg. So, well, 2 times the short leg, what times 2 is 6, right? If the hypotenuse equals 6, the short leg, which is directly across from the 30-degree angle, the short leg must be 3, right? 2 times 3 is 6. So just divide the hypotenuse by 2. That'll give you this number. Okay. Now we want to find the longer leg. Well, since we have the short leg, the longer leg is going to be easy because remember the longer leg was just the short leg times square root of 3, right? Longer leg equals short leg times square root of 3. So in this case, Or for this triangle, the longer leg equals, well, the short leg is 3. 3 squared to 3. And that's it. You're done.